Carla's asked, how do I get clothes that fit and work with my shape? So number one is knowing what your best silhouette is. So am I a fit and flare shape? Am I a column shape? Or am I a waisted column shape? So that is number one. Number two, lowering your expectations. That is the reality. When you are shopping retail, you need to lower your expectations of things fitting you well. Knowing that whatever is the widest point of view is what you have to buy the garment for, and then you can have other bits taken in. And this is why stretch in garments makes fit a lot easier than if there is no stretch. Woven garments, much harder to fit versus garments that have some stretch, because we get a little bit more ease there, where things don't have to be quite as perfect in the fit. But accepting too, like one of the things I know, because I am an H-shaped body, I have to buy for my waist, which is wider, because trying to squeeze myself into smaller waist is both uncomfortable and creates terrible muffin tops. So what I'm doing is I'm going to buy for my waist, and then sometimes I have to take the hips and thighs in because there's more fabric in it, or I can just keep looking. Now, different brands cut in different ways. So some brands are cut straighter, some brands have a bit more curve. And this is why you might find with some brands, it's a little bit easier for you to buy things, and other places nothing ever fits. They're not cutting for your shape. Nothing wrong with that, because we need variety out there, but knowing that they are not cutting for you. Also, the way garment manufacturing works is really they're trying to fit the maximum number of people in. That just means get it on your body, not does it look flattering on you and does it fit you perfectly. They didn't come along and take your measurements and then go and make a garment. They've got a very broad set of measurements, and they're really just trying to maximize, kind of their profits. So it's about sometimes things won't fit so well. So never think that there's a failing in you if clothes don't fit. Those garments were never cut for you, and they weren't made for your body. So, and the more we are outside of what I call manufacturing standards, the harder it is. So before I had my breast reduction, I found it pretty much impossible to find a jacket that fit me. And that's because I had more breasts and, than what they're cutting for in a jacket. I remember a fashion designer made me a dress, and she asked me to do the measurement from the top of my shoulder to under my bust. And she was going to make a dress so that I could fit my bust in. And she said, no wonder you struggle so much. You have 11 centimeters more than the standard is for your size. So for the rest of me, I need an extra 11 centimeters of fabric in that garment. And I thought, no wonder nothing ever fits. That's not just like this much. That's this much more that I needed. So it's way more difficult to find things to fit if you are not manufacturing standard. So, and that's a very generic body, and very few people have that. So number one, lower your expectations, and you'll actually have a better time of it. Get to know which brands seem to fit you better, because their fit is probably more related to your body shape. And knowing, the silhouettes. What silhouette are you going for? There's no point in taking clothes into the change room that have no chance of fitting. And then accepting that you may need to put alterations in. There is nothing wrong with you to need alterations. And in fact, if, you were a actor in a TV show, pretty much every single costume that you would be wearing would have been tailored for your exact body, even if you have what you might perceive as a great body that should be easy to fit. Every woman struggles finding clothes to fit. Never think it's a failing of yours. I wish I could magic up the things for you, but I can't. But there is more and more clothes that are starting to be made to measure. So you may want to spend a little bit more money and look up made to measure, and then you'll actually get clothes that are made much closer to your requirements and your body.